Well, Jaxson, it's been kind of a year since your first spring game. How do you evaluate your growth from last year's Grove Bowl to today?
Yeah, I mean, the Grove Bowl is like a little part of what we do during the spring. We're kind of limited on our play calls and stuff like that. But, I kind of just take the whole outlook of my spring from this year to last year, and I thought I made huge improvements. I only turned the ball over once all spring, so I feel like that was a big part of my progression. I thought that, last year I got into, at times to turn the ball over and made some dumb decisions, but I feel comfortable in the offense now to where, I feel confident in my reads. The game slowed down a little bit, so I feel like I've made big strides, and I look forward to continuing to develop.
Would you say you feel more comfortable in the offense, obviously, today than you did when you got here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Questions? Thank you. Kiffin was talking about how after today's game, it looks like the quarterback room itself is a lot stronger than it was a year ago. Just what has that kind of done for you in your development to have two guys out there who also are, able to make big plays like we saw today?
Yeah, it's the competition's always good. For me, I see myself as trying to develop to be a first-round draft pick. So, I just try to keep getting better each and every day, and it's good to have guys like that to push you. And, we compete day in and day out, so it's fun being in a room with that. Spencer, he's had a lot of experience, and, me and Walker are kind of the younger ones, so it's good for us to, at times take some words of advice for him. And then, with them coming here and just being new to the system, me being able to give them feedback off of, our schematics and things like that has helped us all develop.
With this being kind of the culmination of spring practice, when you look back at practice number one till now, have you seen kind of the improvement on the offense that maybe you were hoping for and looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes it's hard going through spring when you get into, injuries and stuff like that. And, we have some key pieces that, couldn't play today because they were hurt. But I feel like a lot of guys have stepped up and played big roles this spring. And, I've had a lot of guys get better in just a short time. So it's fun to see them progress and, watch our offense flourish at times. It's really exciting.
Jaxson, what game last year do you think things really started to slow down for you?
I would say just the back half, it kind of slowed down a little bit. Even though we didn't finish the season the way that we wanted to, I feel like the game started to slow down a little bit towards the back half. I was in a quarterback competition all the way up until like the third game. So, it's kind of hard, going into game preps and stuff like that when you have to split the reps and you don't get all of them. So, I would say like once I was able to just, get the reps and be able to, just grow off of just my experience.
Quinshawn had a nice day as a receiver. What element does that add to this offense when he's able to catch passes like that?
Yeah, it's huge. He's two-dimensional, three-dimensional. He's a great blocker. He's obviously great in the run game, and he can catch a ball from the backfield. I feel like that's been something that he needed to improve on from last year. Just little things like, where's your landmarks on checkdowns, and make sure you're getting your width. And he's been great at it this spring, and it's huge to see that from him, especially because he's so young, and with how talented and how good he is already. I think that's going to be something that brings his game to a whole nother level.
Watkins had a good day, Marshall had a good day, and some of Henry and others on the other side. Just how has this month been in kind of growing the relationship with those receivers, knowing that what they kind of have to fill with what isn't here anymore?
Yeah, it's been big. With Chris being able to come in and perform the way that he has in just his first spring ever in college. He graduated in the second semester last year and didn't get to Texas A&M until the summer. So this was his first spring being in a new system, and it's not an easy system. So being able to watch him flourish, it just shows how talented and how invested he is to keep getting better. JJ and Trigg, this is their second year in this offense. And, I think that we all kind of expected them to take huge leaps, being able to play fast and, not have any hesitation. So, they've played great all spring as well.
The 2-point play to end the game, how's that to end the spring, mentally, physically?
Yeah, it's definitely fun. It's fun to have the opposing team in the back of the end zone and kind of create a somewhat game atmosphere. I'm kind of scarred from 2-point conversions from the Mississippi State game last year, so I just really wanted to score on that one so I could, kind of brush that one off a little bit. So that was nice.
We heard that the defenses were a little limited with what they could run today.
Yeah.
How fun is it to get out there and put up so many points and see just the offenses go off like that?
Yeah, I think that it kind of gives the offense a big advantage. And I know all the defensive guys get frustrated about it, but for us, even for the offense, like we just stuck to like our day one install and our base plays. So, we stayed very limited in what we ran as well. But I think it was all about, our execution, and that was the main emphasis going into it, was being able to execute our base stuff and play really fast. So, obviously it showed today that we executed and did really well.
And I believe it was Jalen Knox had a pretty big contested catch in the end zone for a touchdown, and you were one of the first people over there kind of hyping him up. Just how cool is it to see guys making plays in the spring like that?
Yeah, it's huge. I think that Jay Knox is going to be a guy that surprised a lot of people, not within the facility in the locker room, but just on the outside with him. His first year being here, he wasn't eligible to play, so he just played on, the twos field, and then was on the scout offense during the season. And then last year he was battling injury, so he wasn't able to play to his utmost potential. So it's been huge to see him play, and he's going to have a huge part of this offense this year. And I'm just really happy for him.
Anything else for Jaxson?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.